Hello students, Michael Rothwell here with speech number 2, the occasion speech for our public speaking and persuasion class. For the occasion speech, I have chosen to pay tribute to my father and share the life and times of my beloved father, and in this speech I will pay tribute to my father's life and legacy. Who has had the greatest impact on your life? Who has had the greatest influence in your life? For many of us, I am sure we have had some that affected one area of your life or another. Throughout my life, and I'm sure yours, we've met hundreds and thousands of people, and especially in my life, in the military, and of my many travels, I have met and had some significant relationships, and some not so significant. In this speech, I will share the life and times of my father, and the lasting impressions he left on me. My father, Percy Wendell Rothwell, was born May 8, 1928, in Youngstown, Ohio, son of Herbert and Verna Rothwell. He was one of the most devoted husbands, hardworking, and most gentle fathers maybe ever that God created. My father lived his life as a loving husband and dedicated father. He was married to our mother, Patricia A. Rothwell, for just shy of 50 years. They were married August 18, 1956. He was the proud father of 9 children, 7 sons and 2 daughters. He went into eternal peace on October 24, 2005. And I've told you about the type of man my father was. I will tell you about the type of worker he was at work and at home. My father had a couple meaningless and unfruitful jobs as a young man, just to make a little bit of money to buy a couple of things what we really wanted that maybe, mom and dads couldn't provide, before landing a job that would support our large family. And that job for my dad was working for a local newspaper, the Youngstown Vindicator. For over 30 years, he was a pressman. Pressman was responsible for loading large rolls of papers onto a machine, set up, tear down, getting it ready so they could print papers continuously for 6 hours at a time. He was also drafted in the U.S. Army for 2 years during the Korea War era. Funny story was that his 2 older brothers, Harold and Fernley, joined the military, and they served peacefully stateside, where as the draft notices started coming from my father, his mother, my grandma, was hiding the draft notices so they couldn't take him away from her. Well, sooner or later they caught up with him, and he was eventually drafted and served about 18 months overseas and then 6 months back here in the States to finish out a 2-year commitment. In addition to being a hardworking and loving husband, my father also enjoyed several hobbies. My dad enjoyed building and flying kites, gardening, music, model making, and always use them as opportunities to spend time with us and teach us something. You could often find my dad in the garden soon after working a long, hard day, or in the warm summer nights after enjoying a family meal. Sometimes when he pulled in the driveway, getting out of the car, he'd look over at the garden and notice something out of sorts or whatever, so he had to go over there and mess around. We would sit and wait for him until he was done and come in to enjoy our meal. My dad also taught himself how to play the organ and accordion and shared his love of music with all his children, and had a great influence on most of us, as most of us ended up playing some sort of instrument in our childhood. In conclusion, I hope that your childhood and upbringing was as special as mine was because of my father, and I pray that you would continue to enjoy your time with your father if you are fortunate enough to still have a father who's part of your life, and cherish the time you still do have. If not, I hope you have some fond memories as well. I would love to say there isn't a day that doesn't go by that I don't reflect on the impact my father has had on my life. But let's face it, life is way too busy than the good old days. But I think often on my dad and lives together.